So this is the Lekato BC pedal board, guitar pedal board, as you just saw from the unboxing. It's nice molded plastic. It comes with plenty of Velcro to accessorize and another piece of Velcro. I'm assuming this is probably for a power supply on the bottom. I'll show you that in a second. But we're going to do something different. And it comes with a little tiny screwdriver. We're not going to use that. I've got power tools. And it comes with a little door back here that you can take off and put your power supply inside it. It's got these great little ports all along the back and the front. Built-in Velcro all the way up and down. And I've got some various pedals here just to show you kind of what fits and what doesn't fit as well. And the rest we're going to put on. I've got all my cables here ready to go. So here we are. I haven't even put Velcro on the backs of anything yet. Maybe I should have before I started, but I wanted to show you that it comes with this is about 5 feet of tape. Like I said, it comes with this little extra. We're going to put this off to the side because I won't be using that. And I've got all my plugs here. And I've got 14 pedals. I'm going to put 14 pedals on this thing. I'm going to be using this daisy chain, this 5 outlet daisy chain on here, because I've only got 9 electric ports on this this Lekato True Isolated power supply. And I also want to show you that I do use the products that I review. Like this, I've been using this since day one, since they gave it to me. This Lekato little tuner, I bought that myself because I needed a quick and cheap tuner, and that was only like $22. And I've been using this old black piece of wood as my pedal board for a while, and it's just kind of outgrown it, and I wanted something bigger, something better. And if you have pets, every little hair is going to stick to this thing. That's just the truth of the matter. So I've got 10 ports on here. 9 are dedicated 9 volt. Actually, 8 are dedicated 9 volt, and then 2 are adjustable, where it's 12, 9, and 18. And I'm just going to set it to 9. It's right in the middle. And the milliamps are a little higher, but your pedals are only going to draw the amount of milliamps they need. And all these pedals, for each one of these ports, 5 pedals is not going to draw 500 milliamps. Not these mini pedals anyway. Like I said, it's nice and sturdy. We're just going to go ahead and take this back off here so you can see it. And I'm going to loosen 2 side screws and then take these 2 off. So I just lift it and slide it out. And I'm going to put those screws right where I'm going to lose them later. Pops that out. And we're going to mount our power supply right in here with this 3M dual lock. This is sort of like Velcro, only the way it sticks together, it just kind of interlocks. And I like that better than Velcro. It just seems to work really good. So now we got the back off. I'm going to flip it back over. Just let me show you a couple things. You got this big old spot here that you can put, bigger pedals on if you needed to. The sides up here, they don't fit larger pedals like some of these Boss pedals very well. They'll hang off a little bit. It's just going to be kind of weird. Some other pedals that are a little bit shorter, not necessarily mini ones, but ones that are just slightly bigger than a mini would work fine. But these pedals don't work so well up and down on this side of the board. Over here, you could probably put 1 or 2, but if you're going to stack them like that, you're going to be stepping over, and that's not going to work out very well. So we're going to set those off to this side for right now. This is a drum machine and looper, and this would fit nice right here. Maybe if I wanted to put an EQ pedal up there, which that's where that one's going to end up sitting sooner or later, but that would work pretty well. But what we're going to put on here today, I've got this Valatin Surge EP1. This is a volume wear, and we're going to mount it right about there. And then I think I'm going to take my EQ and put it right there. And the way I'm going to do this, I'm going to put all my boosts, my dirt pedals up here, and then I'm going to use my time and modular pedals on the bottom here. So I think I'll put the tuner right there, and then a noise gate. And this is going to be after. I'm going to be using a 4 cable method. So all my dirt is going to be running straight into the amp, and everything else is going to be running through my effects loop. So first of all, my dirts is going to go like this. I'm going to have a noise gate, and then I'm going to have overdrive, classic distortion, and fuzz. Now, I feel like I'm missing one here. So no, I'm not. I just need to spread them out just a little bit. So I'm going to have them like that. This is called a mock-up when you're doing something like this. You just kind of mock it up and see what's going to fit and what's not going to fit. Everything else is going to go down below. I've got 5 pedals up top. And it appears that I'm going to have 6 pedals down here. So let's see. I want reverb all the way at the end. And then I'm going to put delay here. I've got a chorus. And I'll put chorus before the delay. I've got this tremolo pedal, but I don't know if I want to use it right yet. This has got a flanger on it. I'm going to put that there. And we've got a vintage face. So let's see what I can do here. See what I can fit. Do I want to put the tremolo on there? Tremolo, or do I want to put the compressor? If I want to do a compressor, I'll tell you what, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put the noise gate. I'm going to put the compressor before the boost, because that's always a good place for it. And then I'm going to put this tremolo right about here. So now you can see this is the setup I'm going to have. Let me see if I can zoom in some here. But that's my setup. I'm going to have my input going into the wah pedal, and then that's going to go up to the tuner, and everything else is going to go across, and then from here it's going to go straight into the front of the amp, and then I'm going to run the other 2 cables through the loop, and this is going to be right at the end before everything else. And my, let's see, is it going to be my send or return? It is going to be my send. Send is going to go through here, and it's going to go through these pedals here, and then this last one is going to go in the return of the amp. That is the plan right now. So let's get some Velcro on here, and we'll start hooking everything up. So I almost forgot to show you what it would look like if you had a big old crybaby on there. Big old Dunlop on there. It takes up a lot of real estate over here, as tall as that is. If you had something a little slimmer, I think it'd work better. That's why I'm using this Valatin mini pedal. So I'm going to get that out of the way. I got everything Velcroed up. I have the dual lock stuff on the back of the power supply. And why I like the dual lock better is because Velcro has a tendency of rocking. It doesn't always grip perfectly. So it doesn't always work as well as I like it to. Whereas this stuff, you stick one end and it's really firm and it doesn't make all that noise. But it works really well. So let's flip it over, figure out where we're going to put it. We're going to have to run the main power supply through here. Some people put it on here, and I'm not sure I want to do that, because then I got to stuff all the cords back in here. But that's not a bad idea. Honestly, I think that's what's going to happen. Let's mount it on there. Let's put that down there for a second. So I'm going to take the adhesive backing off this, off all these. And I guess you're just going to have some little slack in your power cables in the back there when you stuff them back in there. That's all. It might not be very neat inside, but it's not going to be visible anyway, so you're not going to see it. And we want a little bit of space there, so get it as centered as possible. Put it on there and press it on. And before we mess with that anymore, we're going to set it to the side and maybe start figuring out how we're going to run cables, how we're going to run these power cables. I think I'm going to run this 5 of the daisy chains It's going to have 6 pedals on bottom, so 5 of the daisy chains will be run through the bottom to the pedals that are going through the loop, because sometimes daisy chains can be a little noisy. So we'll go right to the end there. We have to find our way in here. This might be a little tricky. That's not too bad. We got 1. I'm going 2 out of this end right here. 2. Where's the third one? 5, okay. Run maybe 2 out of this one, because we said we're going to have, what, 6? So that might have to go to one of the ones in the end there. So we're going to run 2 out of these 2 right here. And then 1 here. And then I'll just take one of these cables here and run it out here. So that's for the bottom ones. So that's going to work out pretty well. And you're going to have 1 more. See if I got a short one. I don't have a short one. Thought I might have a short one. I guess that's probably the shortest one I got. It doesn't matter. We'll clean it up in the end. And this one's got to plug into here, and then it'll plug into the power supply. So now we've got that kind of going on. Let's start working pedals here. We wanted the reverb right at the end. And then I'm going to put my delay. So let's get some power to this. We'll have to adjust it a little bit as we go. Pull out the slack. And then let's find a cable. See what I mean about the Velcro rocking? The dual lock doesn't really do that. But that's okay. If you wanted to, you could get the 3M dual lock. It's not that expensive, and you could pull off all this Velcro if you wanted to and use the dual lock. We might have to make some adjustments here and there as we go. Oh, this has got a side mount. Not a big fan of the side mounts. Let's see what we want to put on next. Let's put some chorus up on here. Get another cable. That's why I don't like the side mount power supplies on some of these, because they interfere with the cables themselves. That was a big drawback to me for some of those budget pedals, like the Behringers. What do we want to put on next? We wanted to put flanger. We can do flanger. Does it matter what kind of cables you use? Not really. As long as they're a decent quality cable, you'll be all right. All right, we can fit, let's see. I want to put the tremolo in there. We can fit, if I squeeze them a little closer together, we can fit them better. Because I want to do the phaser right here and this one. This phaser. Find us a cable. Let's tighten it up a little bit. And think about putting together pedal boards. You gotta work with it, and sometimes you might have to tighten things up just a little bit here and there. Here we are, last pedal on there to power up. I'm going to readjust this one a little bit. And I like this one way up high and kind of out of the way. So if I have to reach around and turn the EQ on, I can. Push those back, and man, that's looking nice and neat. And I'll do a good still shot of it once we kind of finish up here, so you can see what the finished product looks like. And now we've got the spaghetti mess of cables. Now I'm going to run this right into here. Oh man. Is it going to fit? We're going to make it fit. Well, that won't come out of there easy. And you know what else I'm going to do? So check this out. I'm going to take this USB-C for whatever. It's not a very long cable, but I'm going to run it in here too. And I'm just going to kind of put it in here and figure out a way to make it so it won't come out of here. But make it so I can pull this out. If I have anything I need to charge on USB-C, I can do that, because I've got a 5-volt DC port right there. And we're going to make use of it. So let's put it like that. I'm going to do the daisy chain. That's this one. I'm going to do that one last. I'm going to plug it into one of the 500 milliamps just to be sure. And it still is a little spaghetti mess in here, but that's okay. What I'm going to do with those switches, I'm going to take a little piece of electrical tape, and I'm going to put them over those switches so they don't get switched. So they're set at 9 volt right now, and I don't want them to easily get switched by accident. So I'm just going to put a little bit of black electrical tape over them so they don't move. safe practice. You run too much voltage to a pedal, you have a good chance of frying it. All right, now we just got to tuck everything in here. All right, so you don't tuck them under there. So I wouldn't recommend mounting it to this door. I would recommend mounting it to the inside. All right, it just makes it a little bit easier. It seemed like a good idea at the time, and a lot of bad things have started with seeming like a good idea at the time. Now that we got everything hooked up, see, there's your little USB-C if you need it, your power adapter. We can tuck anything else in that we need to tuck in. And so after I get everything, after I put Velcro on everything, this is all I had left. I used about 4 feet of the Velcro, which is almost perfect because that's what I have left in case I need to do anything else. So, awesome. Let's take a good picture of it. There we go. Should we plug it in and see some blinky blinkies come on? There you go, folks. So I almost forgot. I wanted to see how well it's going to fit in here once I put it all together. And I think this is all the same size all the way around. So I got everything on here. I'm going to have to find a way to tuck that away because I don't want to take it off. Maybe I'll just have to tuck it. That'll work right there. So let's see how well it fits when you got everything on it. See if we can zip. Oh man, that is a good fit. Ready for this? You may want to flop it around and no, that'll work. That will work. Look at that. That's a perfect fit, and you got this extra pocket here for cables or whatever. You do have a shoulder strap. You come with a shoulder strap. I don't know how much that will actually use. I don't know how much this bag will actually use. I don't get out very much. But if I did, that bag would work perfect. It seems fairly thick and durable. I'm pretty impressed with this pedal board. All right, it's padded. It's padded. It's got a good, at least 1/4 inch padding all the way around. This costs, I think it's about $59.99 on Amazon. I'll leave a link down in the description. Very nice. I like it. Okay, one of many affordable guitar gear brands out there on Amazon. Check them out.